Hello, everyone. This is Bret, and these are my picks for the top 10 albums of 2022. If you'd like to see a printed list to investigate these further and to listen into a playlist that I created of my recommended songs from this, there's a link in the description below. I also corralled 7 other people to submit their top 10 lists, so you can see all that at the link below. All right, let's kick things off with one that did appear on my mid-year list. This is Blood Incantation, Time Wave Zero. Colorado death metal band makes a ambient synth album, instrumental, just really pretty great. Look at the artwork as well. Super cool. Vinyl edition actually came with the CD. It's a great headphone album. I'm going to be recommending tracks from these as well, as I said in the intro. This one is meant to be listened to in its entirety, so just listen to the whole thing. Blood Incantation. In at number 9, a favorite artist of mine, also one that was featured on my mid-year list. This is Zola Jesus Arcone. What I really like about this one is the added elements of live drums and percussion and electric bass. Really adds something to that kind of almost operatic style vocals and synth parts in there. Key tracks on this one: The Fall, Undertow, Into the Wild. I think a lot of people slept on this one. I haven't seen a whole lot of talk about it, and that's a shame. So check it out. Zola Jesus Arcone. A little quote from one of the songs: "Everyone I know is lost." In at number 8. So even when I feel like kind of a distant spectator in the storyline to some of these songs, and maybe I don't personally relate, I still feel like I'm there as a listener, as an emotional support system to the protagonist. And that is Taylor Swift with Midnights. She's a great lyricist, really good with words and hooks and creative songwriting. Key tracks on this one: You're on Your Own, Kid, Anti-Hero. Little quote: "You've got no reason to be afraid. You're on your own, kid. You always have been." Taylor Swift, Midnights. In at number 7, another one from my mid-year list. This is the Irish group known as Just Mustard. This is their second album, Heart Under. I totally missed their debut back in 2018. I've since remedied that, and this was a great discovery earlier in the year. If you're a fan of like shoegaze, post-punk, kind of somewhere in the line of Cranes, I guess, is an immediate reference, since there's this, almost this childlike vocals over sometimes chaos going on in the music, noisy, but also just really beautiful at the same time. Key tracks on this one: In Shade, 23, and Rivers. It's just a picture. I cannot feel it the way I felt it. I should have cherished. Just Mustard in at number 7. All right, this was number 1, this next one on my mid-year list. It went down since then. I ended up not revisiting as much as I thought I was going to. But with that being said, 2 of the songs on here remain amongst my most listened to songs in the entire year, especially Beg For You. This is Charlie XCX with Crash, probably my favorite modern pop artist. Once again, just a great songwriter, really witty lyrics, and just super infectious. Beg For You, as I mentioned, probably my second most listened to song in the entire year. That's in at number 6, Charlie XCX with Crash. All right, now we're in the top 5. The 15th album from And Also the Trees. I just love when bands that have been around a long time are putting out their best work in the modern day. This is the Bone Carver. Just really elegantly melodic, sophisticated, goth in kind of the truest sense, poetic. If you're a fan of Nick Cave, I think you would like this. Definitely check it out. This is the Bone Carver. As far as key tracks on this one: Beyond Action and Reaction, Last of the Larkspurs, The Seven Skies. Sinking in the quicksand, I feel your arms reach out and circle me. Like a dance in the dark, we step out of the past. I'd lead you, you lead me. I'm very lyrically driven, and so much of this stuff this year just kind of really resonated lyrically. Check this out, And Also the Trees. All right, in at number 4, this just band is just such a fun, wild ride. This is the new one from Ghost. Impera probably now is my favorite in their catalog. Swedish hard rock metal band. You know, you can hear elements of, you know, Styx, ABBA, just really super melodic. Every song on here, catchy. You end up singing it in your head all day long after it. Really well-crafted stuff. Favorite tracks, Respite on the Spitalfields, Call Me Little Sunshine, Darkness at the Heart of My Love. That's Ghost with Impera. All right, this one just really took me by surprise. I've been a fan of this band since I've been a kid, all the way back in high school. And as I wrote on the blog post, I can still see my original Sonic Temple shirt from 1989, all super faded, paint splattered, holes. And here we are 33 years later. And they released Under the Midnight Sun. I've kept up on what the Cult have done, and this one is just really a record that I just keep coming back to. 8 songs, it's concise. The artwork, the Cult is always, I mean, if you look at Love or Electric, Sonic Temple, Ceremony, even the self-titled one, there's always been such striking album covers, and this is no exception. No band name on it or anything, just this image, Under the Midnight Sun. Their 11th album. I mean, this is top shelf stuff from the Cult. So favorite tracks, Outer Heaven, and in that track, just on the outro of it, is it kind of hits this midway point and it kind of shifts and it gets really emotional. As all life fades, we have to go. In a way, as I continue to listen to this album, it almost feels like a swan song, like a final album, although nothing's been said of that, and I'm probably just have that in my head. But that song in particular feels like a farewell. But I doubt that's the case. Give Me Mercy, another great one. A Cut Inside. But from beginning to end, I just keep coming back to this album. All right, in at number 2. So this probably is my most played song of 2022. Is on this record. Breathtaking, pun intended. This is Breathless. I guess you could call them maybe dream pop. They've been around for a long time. Some of you may recognize Dominic Appleton, the singer, from some This Mortal Coil releases. And just the song Somewhere Out of Reach, as I referenced before, it feels like it's been the soundtrack to like some emotional moments throughout the second half of the year. And when lyrics, melody, and backing music all align and just create this uplifting emotional swirl, it's just a rare gift. Breathless, this is called See Those Colors Fly. The whole thing is pretty stellar. Also check out Looking for the Words and Let Me Down Gently, but the whole thing deserves your attention. All right, in at number 1, I don't think this is going to be too much of a surprise. This band, has survived the loss of an integral member right after their first album. Addiction, they survived a 10-year breakup, came back with 4 super strong albums that to me are just right there amongst their best work. And then this year brought us Autofiction. This is Suede, or as they're called in the United States, the London Suede. Bret Anderson just continues to just push his voice to emotional peaks, just always at breaking point. The opening track, She Still Leads Me On, which is like an ode to his mother, is just also incredibly emotional. I wonder if her touch will ever fade. Is she waiting in the garden for us to play? Yes, in many, many ways, I'm still a young boy with all those questions in my petrol blue eye. Sometimes when I look up at the sky, she leads me on. She still leads me on. It's just like emotional jabs, uppercuts, as I wrote on my blog. One of the best bands to ever roam the earth. This is Suede, in at number 1 with Autofiction. Other tracks, Personality Disorder, almost got this punk rock feel to it. It's always the quiet one. Suede always has these kind of slow, just emotional climaxes in some of their songs on all of their albums. And yeah, it hits so hard. So that's my top 10 list right there. Like I said, there's a link below. And just as one extra little thing, this year was also super important for me on a personal level because we got to reissue our second album, Going to the Theater, 20th anniversary edition. So wanted to take a quick little victory lap on that. So thank you guys for all your support. Thanks for watching. I'll be back with some other videos and content hopefully very soon. Happy New Year, Merry Christmas to everyone. See you soon.